Hi there, thanks for tuning in to Make This Happen, where we discuss an idea we've been dying to see come alive. Every week, my friend Jay Yee and myself, Alex Gonzalez, will bring you a product you never knew you needed. Now, let's get started with this. Socks. We all have to wear them, but do we all love them? Not necessarily. There's a couple things with socks that I'd like to talk about. First off, the sheer variety of socks. Depending on what you're wearing, the sock that you're wearing may not be the best choice for what you're doing. What do I mean by that?
With ankle socks?
Yeah, or even worse, let's say you wear hiking boots on a sleepover because you're going hiking on a sleepover, but you forget to pack the right kind of socks and all you have is no shows.
Or if your friend group were like, hey, you know what would be fun right now? Let's go bowling. And you're like, I wear flip-flops today.
So on top of that, let's talk about, let's say you do have a pair of no-show socks or a pair of good socks, but you find out that these particular shoes are pretty tight. So your no-show socks are too cushiony and it feels like you're stuffing your foot in all day. Or the other way around, where you brought socks that were maybe a little bit more dressy, so they're thin material, so then you're sliding your foot back and forth while walking across the mall and end up getting a blister anyway, right? I want to create a sock material where you put this coating over your feet and you put it into the shoe and then it puffs up just enough for maximum comfort around your shoe and then stops.
Okay.
So I want it to be a specific polymer that you put on and then like over time becomes like a cloth-like texture that fills out your feet into the perfect fit.
All right.
And you can kind of mold it and add it to your feet in such a way where you paint it on and then it materializes. And that way you can choose the exact ankle. Because I don't know if you've had it where I've worn ankle socks that still show through because of the different cut of my shoes.
You're going into some weird territory, but let me bring you back down to the ground, which I feel like I always do on your episodes to make this happen.
This is based off the idea of those little dinosaurs that you can buy in pill capsules that if you put them in water become real dinosaurs.
So
why not have a sock?
What if we just make the sock, right? It essentially what you want is a form-fitting sock that you kind of choose where it lies, right?
Yes.
And what if, in my opinion, it doesn't fix the length of sock situation. So we'd still have to sell multiple types. Like we'd have to sell the high, mid, ankle, no show. But we make the material out of low, like very light ounce thread count and add stretchy fabric to it. But we use raw denim that is shrink to fit. So what you do, you put on your brand new raw denim socks.
Colorless raw denim. So it doesn't impart any color onto your shoes.
I mean, we could just like not dye them.
That's what I'm saying. I mean? Colorless. So it'd be
so it'd just be canvas dye. Or whatever.
No dye, parabens, or other harsh chemicals.
But you soak them. You go into the bathtub with your brand new socks. And then you come out of the bathtub and they're going to start shrinking, right? In the bathtub while you're still soaking them. And then when you feel they're at a comfortable tightness, probably wait a second little longer just so they're extra tight. So when they start stretching, it'll like go back to normal, you know what I mean? And then come out of the bathtub and then your socks shrink to fit to how your feet are shaped.
And I want it to feel like second skin where you're also at the end of the day, you're going to be able to peel off these socks and, you know, scratch that skin that's been like insulated and it's going to feel good.
Yeah. And like denim, the longer you wear it, the softer and softer they get. So of course it's going to have a small break-in period, which is going to be weird where you're going to be like, I need to break in my socks today. But you know, they get super soft. They form to your shape of how you you are. And then like they're also gonna get some dope fades, man. They're gonna
That's
look
gonna be cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, eventually we can add like dyes to them, and then we can pre-wash. I'm sure you could still do shrink to fit with the pre-wash, but
At this point, are people gonna want colors with their socks and then show them off with their sandals, like their different fades?
I mean, the hipsters would. I would certainly.
Cause like I walk sometimes with my toe pointed upwards. So I'd have like a fade that looks like what is it called? A French tip, where each of my toenails on my sock would have like a white
Yeah, they're
color.
just gonna be white
Where the
on the very
rest,
tips.
yeah, where I faded it.
Yeah, yeah. That will definitely happen. And then like if let's, I know I'm talking some technical speak though, but we'll get like 10-ounce thread denim, and that's light as fuck. Most pants are not 10 ounce. Like girl jeans are 10 ounces. Like, you know, that like flimsy feeling denim,
Yeah.
that's like super like flimsy feeling, and then we add stretch denim to it, so it's like stretchy like girls jeans. And imagine that as a sock that you put over, and then it shrinks to fit, so then it's tight on your feet, you know what I mean? And of course they're socks, so they're going to be kind of tight to begin with. You just want them a little bit tighter so that it'll form to your feet, and then when you eventually stretch it back out, it won't be loose socks, and no one wants loose socks.
And I think what we're gonna have to do is you don't have to wash. What are we gonna do with the washing? Are these things gonna smell or what?
I mean, you could wash them. It's not like jeans,
and then it would be like you're re-drying them again.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to air dry for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, refit them again. If you put them through the dryer,
so
would that make it where you can fit them on again if you take them straight out of the dryer onto the foot?
What you're supposed to do with raw denim in particular is when you wash them, when they're still damp out of the washer, put them on and wear them for like a minute and then hang them up to dry. And that'll like stretch them back out to the form that they were at. So they're not overly shrunken. But then you air dry, and then that'll make sure that they're still super soft. So as soon as they come out of the washer, just slip them on, wait a few minutes, and then slip them off, and then air dry.
Okay. And do you think this has viability? Do you think we can make this work amongst like the sneaker community and just like places where if you're wearing like, because I've seen it happen so many times where people will invest in expensive sneakers or shoes or dress shoes or boots or what have you, and then they don't get the sock for that particular type of activity, whether that be hiking, running, dressing up to go to a wedding, or even casual. Yeah. Like you can't wear like a big ass athletic sock with like a low top shoe. And like you can't wear like your athletic sock with your dress shoes either.
I think these socks will do well in a casual and formal setting. I don't think they'll be good for athletics or hiking. It would be too thin. And if it's too thick, they're just going to get uncomfortable, and you just have to break them in. The amount of time it takes to break in really thick denim, it would not work as a sock. Because it's going to hurt more than it's going to feel good for like 6 months before they actually feel good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's just too long. So these socks are definitely more like with your sneakers or with your business shoes or your formal wear and stuff like that. It's more on that side. And then yeah, we can make,
and then we got to make like a workwear sock, right? Like a sock that can last all day at work with you walking on it.
I mean, that would just be moving the 10-ounce denim up to 12-ounce denim.
See?
Or even 11-ounce denim. There's the in between there too, or 11.5 even, which my favorite pair of jeans are 11.5.
And since it's denim, in theory, this is going to be something that would keep you warm.
Yeah. And wholly less holes.
A lot. You know what? That happens. That's how I throw away most of my socks.
Most of my socks is because there's holes in them. Is why I throw them away.
And then eventually we can have cool ass patterns on this denim once we become that kind of brand. And people think it's cool.
Yeah.
With collaborations.
Mario.
Yes. Mario. I'm thinking like
That's the first denim that came to my head.
Oh yeah, denim.
What if we just did like, I mean, I'm sure if this word came out and you're probably trying to think of one right now, it would be made by like 8 Nudies or be made by like a Levi's. It's not like fucking Gold Toe is coming out and being like, here's our new sock. It's denim.
No, it's the other way around for sure.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's where I will go with Levi's. Make this happen. Thanks for listening. If you have any suggestions or products you'd like to see talk about, feel free to write in at @poundgames@gmail.com. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to join the @Pound family, come find us at patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early, meaning Make This Happen gets to your ears that much sooner. If you enjoyed our show, take a second to give us a review. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Store, and more. Catch you guys next Sunday with Jay's brilliant idea.
Data transferring.
Data transferring.
Else to say that. Yeah.
Whenever we talk about data transferring, this is gonna fucking date me, and I hate that it does. But do you remember transferring?
No.
Like for the PS3 or something like that, and the Vita, where you could like transfer your Metal Gear Solid stuff?
Maybe. No, but not really. No.
Okay. Data transferring. A new kind of stick to stick in your computer. Oh, yeah.
Or would it solve that issue?
Let's hope. On an expansion of Jay's idea of the social media tap, now you can tap to data transfer. Just tap. See what you can do. Maybe you can